Hitler's expansionist ambitions began with the Anschluss of Austria in March 1938, where Germany annexed his homeland without significant resistance, adding 6 million people and mineral resources to the Reich. This was followed by the Sudetenland crisis in Czechoslovakia, where Hitler exploited the ethnic German population to demand the territory. Next, Hitler turned his attention to Poland. In August 1939, the Molotov-Ribbentrop Pact with the Soviet Union divided Eastern Europe, enabling the invasion of Poland on September 1, 1939, which triggered World War II. Germany's blitzkrieg devastated the Polish military within a month, with the Soviets invading from the east on September 17. Poland was partitioned, with Germany establishing the General Gouvernement under Hans Frank for brutal exploitation. This invasion was accompanied by SS Einsatzgruppen, massacring Polish intellectuals in Operation Tannenberg, killing tens of thousands. With the occupation expanding westward, Nazi brutality reached a systematic level through the SS under Heinrich Himmler and the Gestapo under Reinhard Heydrich, later Ernst Kaltenbrunner. The SS, with its hundreds of thousands of members across its various branches, was the primary organization responsible for implementing Nazi racial policies and carrying out the genocide. In Ukraine, the Einsatzgruppen killed over 1 million Jews and Slavs in mass shootings, such as at Babi Yar in 1941, where 33,000 Jews were massacred in 2 days. The Gestapo, as the secret police, carried out mass arrests, torture, and executions without trial, often using Nacht und Nebel, night and fog, to make opponents disappear without trace. Their brutality was exemplified by events like the 1942 Lidis massacre, where an entire village was destroyed in reprisal for Reinhard Heydrich's assassination. The SS orchestrated the Holocaust, beginning with the Holocaust by bullets, carried out by the Einsatzgruppen in the east, and escalating to industrial-scale murder in extermination camps like Auschwitz. Across occupied Europe, the Gestapo facilitated atrocities such as the Vel d'Hiv roundup in Paris, where French police arrested 13,000 Jews for deportation. In Yugoslavia, Waffen-SS divisions like the Prince Eugen massacred tens of thousands of civilians. This regime of terror also exploited millions of Ostarbeiter, Eastern workers, as slave laborers, resulting in immense death tolls from starvation and disease. Overall, the crimes of the SS and Gestapo were central to the murder of approximately 6 million Jews in the Holocaust and millions of other victims, a systematic campaign designed to exterminate targeted races and crush all opposition. And amid this brutality, many SS and Gestapo officers who were directly involved in executions and repression, one of whom was Paul Hermann Feustel. Feustel represented how mid-level officials implemented Nazi terror policies at the local level, contributing to the massacre of civilians and the hunt for partisans that characterized the brutal occupation in Eastern Europe. Paul Hermann Feustel was born on July 30, 1899, in Lengenfeld, in the German Empire. After World War I, he joined the Reichswehr in 1919, the post-Versailles German army, where he gained basic military experience. Later, Feustel joined the Nazi Party, attracted by their nationalist and anti-communist ideology. His career in the Nazi regime began in earnest during World War II, when he underwent rapid training courses from December 1939 to June 1940 to qualify for higher positions. Feustel quickly rose through the ranks in the Gestapo, the Nazi secret police responsible for political and racial repression. He was assigned to the Protectorate of Bohemia and Moravia, the occupied Czechoslovak territory since 1939. In 1941, he became the head of the Gestapo branch in Kolín, a position he held until 1944. During this period, Feustel was promoted to SS Obersturmführer on November 9, 1943, and later to SS Hauptsturmführer in January 1945, reflecting his recognized contributions by Nazi superiors. His career focused on security operations in occupied territories, where he oversaw arrests, interrogations, and executions, aligning with the Nazi goal of cleansing the region of subversive elements. Feustel's role during the war was as an executor of Nazi terror policies in Czechoslovakia, where he led Gestapo operations that resulted in the deaths of hundreds of civilians and partisans. After the assassination of Reinhard Heydrich in May 1942, Feustel ordered mass raids and arrests in his area, resulting in the execution of 42 Czech civilians and the deportation of 2,460 others to concentration camps like Auschwitz and Theresienstadt. This was part of the broader reprisals that crushed Czech resistance. Toward the end of the war, Feustel led brutal anti-partisan operations. On March 26, 1945, his troops engaged in a firefight with 7 members of the Mr. Jan Hus Brigade near Leškovice, killing 6 partisans and wounding 1. Alexander Vasilyevich Fomin, the initial commander of the group, survived a suicide attempt but was captured, tortured during interrogation, and personally executed by Feustel on March 28. Feustel continued to oversee the arrest of suspected civilians, who were often tortured and sent to the Kleine Festung in Theresienstadt, where many died due to poor conditions. Feustel's most infamous crime occurred on May 7, 1945, after the announcement of Germany's capitulation in Kolín. As civilians celebrated in the market square, Feustel ordered his subordinates to open fire on the crowd, killing 12 people directly and seriously injuring 14 others. The final toll may have reached 16, including those who died later from wounds. Furthermore, his men beat to death Oldřich Krasa, an 18-year-old teenager. Overall, Feustel's actions contributed to war crimes and crimes against humanity, including murder, torture, and mass deportation. In the spring of 1945, the Third Reich collapsed under Allied assaults. Soviet and American forces met at the Elbe River in April, while Berlin fell on May 2nd after Hitler committed suicide on April 30th. Germany surrendered unconditionally on May 8, 1945, marking the end of the war in Europe and triggering the Nuremberg trials for major Nazi leaders. Paul Hermann Feustel managed to escape the post-war chaos, evading capture by the Allies. He settled in Hohenstein-Ernstthal, East Germany, living with his wife and working as a manager at a savings bank until 1967, concealing his identity for 26 years. However, in 1971, Czechoslovak investigators uncovered his identity and informed the East German authorities. Feustel was arrested by the Stasi on December 14, 1971. He was tried at the Berlin District Court on December 11, 1972, where he was found guilty of war crimes and crimes against humanity based on his actions in Czechoslovakia. His death sentence was confirmed by the East German Supreme Court on January 26, 1973, and after East German leader Erich Honecker refused clemency, Feustel was executed by firing squad at Leipzig prison on May 8, 1973. His body was cremated and buried in an unmarked grave at a secret location.